Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast live in Los Angeles at the Staples Center. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan. Here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. And as we break down the game, let's take a look here at Steve Nash.
I love watching him, with the pick and roll, Kevin, because as the ball handler in that scenario, he knows exactly how to use the defense and then set up the screen in advance. That's why he's so effective.
And when you watch him, Steve, you can see how quickly he looks to take his shot when he's on the receiving end of a pass and how successful he is when he does take the shot. This guy is a catch, fire, and hit guy.
You look at Chicago. They're faced now with what is probably the easiest part of their schedule. They've got a lot of home games on the docket, but they can't take anything, guys, for granted.
Well, they're not a team I'd want to have to face right now because the level at which they've been playing during this winning streak is remarkable.
And you're not by yourself there, Steve. I mean, I don't think anybody wants to have to go up against this team, not when they're playing this well.
And the basket good. Last game for the Lakers, they picked up the W against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
And if you look at their numbers in that game, what jumps out most is the balance offensively. They really spread the wealth.
And they were on fire in all areas. That was a very satisfying road win. The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off. You know, even though he's getting up there in years, guys, Powell's effectiveness shouldn't really drop off much. He's a long, skilled player who doesn't play off the ground very much, and his versatility should help his longevity.
And Brewer kicks to Rose. Pass to Boozer. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Clark, you mentioned the versatility of Powell Gasol. Steve, it's really the defining quality of his game, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the ability to do so many things offensively as a big guy just really completes a team. Now you can run any kind of offense you want. And Powell, as a passer, as a scorer, as a shooter, has been one of the best in the game for the last decade.
You know, to me, one reason why Carlos Boozer is such a valuable scorer is that he can hurt you in a multitude of ways inside. He can hit the rainbow jumper of his, and when he's back to the basket, can go over both shoulders very well.
Now let's find out what head coach Mike D'Antoni had to say to our Doris Burke. Doris?
He said that their defensive focus, no surprise, will be trying to keep Derrick Rose out of the lane. He added, "You know he's come a long way as an outside shooter, but he's a pick-your-poison type of player. We can't let him get into the paint." Makes sense, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. Now here's Rose. Turned in an outstanding game against Golden State. Boozer can't get it to go. And for Boozer, you remember the story. Growing up in Alaska, his dad tied his right hand to his waist, so he'd have to develop his left, and that was something that he worked on even more when he went to Duke.
Well, yeah, his left hand is fantastic. I mean, that's his preferred hand when he's finishing around the rim. A right-handed jump shooter, but anything around the basket is usually his left. So he probably owes his dad a debt of gratitude for tying him up all the time.
That's one way to put it. Now here's Rose. Shoots from 14. Here's Butler. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Looked like he may have been showboating a little bit at the end of that one.
Last outing for Chicago, they won that game against the Warriors in Oakland.
You know, their percentage from long range that game was off the charts. It seemed like every time the home crowd got going, they just took the wind out of their sails with another three-point barrage.
Yeah, those bombs were really falling.
Clock at 6. And Kobe, here we go. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, one of the things with Kobe is that he's gotten a lot more blunt and honest with his remarks. You see it on Twitter, you see it in his post-game interviews. I mean, he is not shy when it comes to really critiquing other teams and players in this league.
Both free throws good for Bryant. As you said with Kobe, he seems more comfortable saying what's ever on his mind now, and that's gotten him in some questionable situations, Clark, with his teammates.
Well, it is a gray area when you talk about, actually, there's a pretty strict policy on tweeting or engaging in social media during games. But you do like the fact that Kobe is stretching out a little bit in that regard. You don't always agree with what he says, but I think he backs up a lot of his opinions.
He knows the game.
Yes, he does.
The guy is as smart as they come on the floor.
No question.
Here's Nash after Carlos Boozer's score. And here's Young from the arc. Carlos Boozer pulls it in. For Chicago, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Brewer pushes to Butler. Kicks it to Boozer. Outside Rose. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Here's Boozer. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Boozer's got 6 points.
Really getting after it on the offensive boards, adding to his early total with that putback.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. The drive by Bryant. Can't hit. Some solid defense right there from Brewer. Chicago leading by 4. Outside Butler. Trying to find Boozer, and he does now. Pass to Rose. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
And now a look at Pau Gasol here. His last month of basketball has been really solid. He's averaging 12 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. And with him, it's all about demolition on the glass, throwing himself into the rebounding battle with 100% effort at all times.
And we can certainly see how that's paid off over their recent games. Excellent numbers on the boards.
Here's Bryant, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Johnson, he's checked in for Kaman. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Steve Nash.
Well, since the new CBA, the league has made the luxury tax much more punitive. But certainly the Lakers blessed with the financial wherewithal to be a tax-paying team. The problem is it can hurt your flexibility under the new rules just to make deals, and that's going to be the challenge for LA. He's so reliable. You know, his offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
Blake kicks to Kobe. Passes to Johnson. Back to Kobe. Lets it go with a 3. And Blake is good for 3. Blake's got himself on the board with 3 there. You talk about the huge fan base for the Lakers, Clark. One of the marquee franchises, certainly in the entire NBA.
I would even stretch that to all of sports, Kevin. The market and their finances clearly have helped them gain that stature, but you can't shortchange the organization with people making the decisions. They've been a winner for a long time, and that's been the magic ingredient that's attracted fans, players, sponsors, the full package.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Victory eluded them last time in Chicago when they faced the Bulls.
And in that first matchup, they got absolutely manhandled on the boards, guys. So they're going to have to do a much better job tonight in the paint if they're going to win this game.
The Bulls making a switch here. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, guys, Tom Thibodeau had some advice for his team in that last timeout. He said to them, the pick and roll is going to be our bread and butter today. If we run it effectively, they will not have an answer for it. We'll be watching how these adjustments work. Kev, there's still a lot of time left in this game.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Here's Blake. Johnson down low, defended by Butler. Outside, Meeks. They get the rebound, Gasol. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
Back to what Steve just said, in terms of rebounding, they did not have a good time of it when they squared off previously.
And once things started to go bad for them, guys, and they did go bad, I mean, they were that much less aggressive on the glass, and that's a no-win formula.
Now Blake, after Kirk Heinrich's three-pointer that didn't go. Can't hit the step-back jump shot.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
Rose, no good. Lakers have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Blake with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. Over to the wing. The feed to Blake. Here's the three. That's good. Blake's got 6 points.
And what I like about him, he needs very little time to get his shot off. If he has just a bit of room, that's all it takes. In a catch-and-shoot situation, he's going to let it fly.
And I also want to point out how good he is at positioning himself defensively near the bucket. He knows how to draw a charge.
You know, he's got a quick trigger from that range when he senses that the defense has backed off.
He feeds it to Meeks. Fires for three. The Lakers rebound. Gasol kicks to Johnson. Back to Gasol. Second chance shot. Good. He hits the jump shot. Gasol's got his second basket of the game.
Well, one knock on Boozer. You know he can score. He can board. But his defense has been subject to criticism, especially in Chicago, where defense is such a big part of that team's culture.
Heinrich passes to Noah, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Yeah, both teams are scoring well, but there hasn't been much defensive resistance either.
Los Angeles has gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Here's Blake. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Boozer's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And for Boozer defensively, he's got the strength to hold his ground, but he's not the longest or the quickest big man out there.
And Kevin, he actually has done a better job defensively at center. In some of those matchups that just require strength, that's where he seems to thrive. In this quarter, he's really been off the mark. He just looks a little bit unsettled.
Blake kicks to Gasol. On the wing, Johnson from 15 feet away, and the shot is good. And the Lakers lead by 3.
It was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
Rose dishes to Heinrich. Knocks down the 3 ball. Heinrich's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
I'm not sure that was the play they had set up, but it was too good a look to pass up.
Blake passes to Gasol.
Well, at least the defender got his money's worth on that one.
Yep, that was an easy whistle for the official. People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate. Thibs has done wonders for this team defensively, but another aspect is that they've had one of the deepest benches in the league the past few years, too.
No good on the second free throw. Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Heinrich kicks to Rose. The kick outside to Butler. To the paint. Here's Heinrich outside Rose. The dish to Gibson. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. For Los Angeles, they've gone 8 of 14 from the field in the first quarter. Outside Gasol. Shot from the wing. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. And the Lakers making a change here. Noah with it. Right now averaging 11 points a game. Rose attacking. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. Tie game in Los Angeles. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
Tune in Monday, February 10th. Tony Parker and the San Antonio Spurs go up against the Detroit Pistons. It's the real deal.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, Clark and Steve, what have they been doing or not doing?
And you get a chance early on to see their depth. They got a nice effort from their bench players early in this game.
Yeah, Steve, I tell you what, their subs have really packed the punch for them so far.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for Chicago right now, inside, Gibson and Noah. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then there's Heinrich. The Lakers have made 3 of their first 5 foul shots tonight. So Farmar nails both of them. Chicago trailing here. Heinrich outside. Left side Butler. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag.
Here's Farmar. Dishes it to Marshall. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Johnson. The shot, no good. Nice D from Gibson. And Chicago shooting 43% from the floor. Heinrich kicks to Butler. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in. 7 points for Butler.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Kaman inside, working on Noah. Los Angeles with another miss. Chicago leading. Butler with the ball, and Kaman picks him up defensively. Snell. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game.
Yeah, and you know the fans out in Utah are hoping for a win. That's a big game.
Here's Farmar, guarded by Heinrich, and there's the pass to Henry. Kaman inside, lets it go from 11, and the bank shot is good. And the Lakers lead by 1.
Really nice work inside there. He'll always give you a battle on the interior, guys.
Heinrich dishes to Noah, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, Joakim Noah, part of those back-to-back championship teams at Florida 2006 and 7, was kind of skinny in college in his first years in the league. But he's done a really good job of adding muscle to his frame. That work in the weight room and in his basement have served him well.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Robert Sacre, he's checked in for Johnson. Young comes in for Xavier Henry. Ryan, he's checked in for Kendall Marshall. And it's Nash in for Jordan Farmar. The Bulls have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. And with the big minutes that Joakim Noah is asked to play, it's a good thing he's been so dedicated to staying in shape.
He's another player, Kevin, who does yoga in the offseason. He's even trained with big wave surfers in Hawaii, going underwater with weights in his hands, doing jumping and running. Pretty interesting training regimen, but of course, he's a very interesting guy.
Pretty wild, huh? Here's Kaman, and he drops it in from the low post. Kaman's got 4 points this quarter. Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
I think both teams feel like they can win. They both have confidence. So we'll see which team can kind of ride the momentum and take control of this game.
Now, here's Nash. After the miss from Joakim Noah. Young's shot is off. Nash against Heinrich to the middle. Here's Butler. The rebound by Young. The Lakers in the lead. He kicks it to Kaman. Here's Sacre. Kaman passes to Young. Shot clock at 6. Nash drives in, and Gibson sends it back, and they get it back. Chicago's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Heinrich with it, picked up by Bryant. The kick outside to Butler. From the stripe, shot's good by Gibson. And the Bulls lead by 1. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, no team able to build a big lead early on. I mean, it's tight.
What do you think, Steve?
Well, both teams still kind of feeling each other out here, and neither team has been able to find an edge in this game. You know, typically, guys, he has the body control to finish when he's in that tight. I'm not sure what happened there.
Shot's good. And now it's a 3-point Bulls lead.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride. Tell you what, it's hard to argue with the record for Coach Tom Thibodeau of the Bulls, but the rumor mill has it that the front office hasn't been happy with how hard he's ridden his top players. Luol Deng missed time last season with the hamstring injury. Joakim Noah came down with plantar fasciitis. Hey, those things happen, and I'm not quite sure you can put that at the feet of Tom Thibodeau.
And here comes Nash. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Timeout called the Lakers. And going back to Tom Thibodeau and that minutes load on his stars, it seems it's getting harder for players to weather big minutes, Steve, these days.
I think it's going to be really interesting going forward to see this Bulls team this year and beyond. Will that wear them down? Their guys play too many minutes. They've had a lot of injuries. I think it's time to scale back a little bit on the minutes played.
And the Bulls making a change here. Okay, with this break, let's run down the point guards with the most assists in the league in the past 10 games. Derrick Rose is second.
These are the best passers in the NBA, guys, no question about it. Every one of them is willing and able to be the floor general out there and make sure the offense is clicking.
And, Steve, you touched on it there. I mean, they're fantastic distributors. But it's not just their passing that makes them great. I mean, it's their leadership on the court. Even when the ball's not in their hands, their leadership is fantastic.
Here's Meeks. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia. And that one's good. 8 points for Chris Kaman.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Here is Rose. Chris Kaman making his last shot. Rose attacking. Three-pointer. Heinrich. No good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Blake up top. He's got 6. Feeds it to Bryant. Gasol on the high post. Back to Kobe. Shoots from 14. No good off the back of the rim. Chicago leading by 3. Rose kicks to Heinrich. Into Noah. The kick out to Rose. And it's Chicago scoring again. Kobe with it. 20 points for him last game against Philadelphia.
And Kevin, don't forget about his playmaking in that game as well. He was wonderful in terms of attacking the defense and figuring out when to shoot and when to find teammates.
Now here's Kaman. Gasol's got 6.
The defense playing way too soft there, guys. He's just getting right to the rim.
Right side Rose. Heinrich outside. Fires at the elbow. It's Chicago with another bucket.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
Well, they continue to find the open man and play unselfishly. This is true team basketball we're seeing.
Kaman dishes to Gasol. Shot misses. Great D that time from Gibson.
Taj Gibson out of USC is one of the top defenders in the league, guys, when you're looking at big men. Obviously, he's got the frame, the long arms, moves his feet well. But he can bang inside, and he's agile enough to cover and pick and rolls away from the basket.
Lakers trail by 8. 1:33 left in the first half of basketball. Blake up top. He's covered by Rose. Rose with the double team. Blake kicks to Meeks. Yes, and it's Blake picking up the assist. Meeks got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And Gibson with that 7'4" wingspan, an excellent shot block.
Well, I love the mobility that Clark mentioned. It allows Gibson to cover in space. Excellent pick and roll defender and big enough to go down and guard postman down on the block as well.
Some changes for the Lakers. Johnson, he's checked in for Keenan. Henry comes in for Kobe. And it's Farmar in for Steve Blake. Stolen by Noah. Rose in the post, guarded by Meeks. Bulls moving the ball around. And the basket good. He has 5.
They're hovering around 50% for the game in three-pointers. That's pretty good. But they've really elevated here in the second quarter.
Here's Farmar. He's covered by Rose. Here's Henry. That is good. Henry's got his first basket.
Broke out the finger roll, guys. That was kind of a stylish finish. Not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity they have.
Well, they need to be.
Snell. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the three-point variety.
Yeah, and unless they make some rotations and closeouts defensively, there's more to come, Clark.
Here's Farmar following the three-point basket by Chicago. Johnson, the pass to Farmar. 5 to shoot. And it's Johnson penetrating. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Pretty bad defense, letting the offense get right to the rim, but smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know what's going to happen. They sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. It's Ronnie Brewer on the wing. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
And that is simply a dagger on the way to the locker room. That three-pointer feels like a 6-pointer coming when it did right at the end of the half.
And that concludes the first half. Bulls lead by 11. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Coach D'Antoni, defensively, it did not look like you guys were getting where you wanted to be. What's happening out there?
Well, they shut the ball awful well. They're a good team. You know, they have some ups and downs. We obviously got to play a little bit better.
Mike, thank you so much. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. And, folks, the halftime show is coming up next. And then it's on to the third quarter. We'll step aside right now.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
And now get ready for the halftime report. We're happy to be part of your Sunday. The Bulls scorching hot in the first half. Their passing has been the key. Great playmaking all around. Joakim Noah's been a huge X factor. He has 6 points and, as usual, a big factor on the glass. And hanging tough, the Los Angeles Lakers. This is a difficult matchup for them on paper, and it's been a difficult matchup on the court in the first half. Chris Kaman playing well in the first half. He's got 8 points, and look at the work he's been putting on the floor in terms of field goal percentage. He is taking quality shot after quality shot. Looking at the games that are coming up in the NBA, it'll be the Magic out at Amway Center against the Pacers. Game gets going at 6 p.m. Eastern. And another game that's coming up for the Grizzlies, they'll be up against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Some East meets West action in that one. Game gets going at 6 p.m. Eastern. And now, a look at the other NBA action. It'll be the Sacramento Kings up against the Wizards in our nation's capital. Game gets going at 6 p.m. Eastern. Now let's head back out to the start of the second half. Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, take it away.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Lakers trail by 11. Nash and Bryant in the backcourt. Inside the 7-footers, Gasol and Kaman. And it's Young in at the 3 side. They're the group for Mike D'Antoni starting the second half.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
Well, the main thing is they haven't allowed many second chance opportunities. That is always going to allow you to maintain your lead.
I think when you look at Derrick Rose, fellas, the most intimidating thing about him is his elite speed. But you also have to consider his size. He's well put together, about 6'3", maybe just a shade over 200 pounds. He is a handful when he's coming at you fast with that strong body and explosiveness.
And Clark, you mentioned the size of Derrick Rose. 6'3", not just a speedster, but the combination of quickness and power. I've always thought that, Steve. He goes in there, and he would be a very tough guy to try to stop when he's got a full head of steam.
Oh, no question.
Oh, wow.
He's coming at you with that burst and the strength. That's why he's so overpowering as a point guard.
Here's Rose after the made shot from Young. Back to Rose. Here's Noah. Second shot opportunity. Boozer. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Boozer's got the lead up to 13 now for the Bulls. Outside, Kobe. And it's blocked by Noah. Rose against Nash. Rose kicks to Butler. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 6 assists now in the game. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Now here's Kobe, covered by Brewer. The drive by Bryant. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Bryant's got 7.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
Now here's Noah. 6 points for him. Here's Butler. Butler missing again. Lakers trail by 13. Kicks to Kobe. Chicago grabs the miss. Boozer's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
Well, he hasn't had much success shooting the ball, but it's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing.
Here's Butler. And it falls over the rim and in. He's got 11.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
And the Lakers call time here.
You know, guys, when Noah came out of Florida, most people viewed him as just an energy guy or a role player. But I tell you what, I always saw him as a highly skilled player. He could pass it. He could put it on the floor. Was smart defensively. He's shown that he can anchor a defense, and he contributes double-doubles on a nightly basis.
Now here's Gasol. He has 6. Good. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, guys, Tom Thibodeau had some advice for his team in that last timeout. He outlined a new set of priorities for them, the main one being to attack the basket at every opportunity. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. You know, for Noah Clark, as you were talking about, not just an energy guy, but Steve, he's a good ball handler, and he's a really good passer for one thing. You know, atop the circle, he's got a great view of the floor, and he really can find the guy.
Yeah, well, it's so important these days to be able to make plays off of screen and rolls for a big guy to be able to catch at the foul line off that drop pass and then either score or find another shooter on the perimeter. Noah is good as anybody at that.
The Bulls leading by 15.
Guys, Derrick Rose is a native son of Chicago, and he grew up in the dangerous Inglewood neighborhood, the youngest of 4 brothers. But from very early on, his talent for the game was apparent. Those older brothers of his, they shielded him and protected him like an ember of hope for the entire family, and he certainly has allowed his light to shine brightly.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Wesley Johnson's checked in for Kaman. Jody Meeks comes in for Bryant, and Steve Blake is subbed in for Nash. Here's Blake. He dishes it to Young. Ball's knocked loose. Butler with the steal. Pass to Noah. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Can't cash in from close range.
Oh, perfect opportunity to finish the break, and he blows it.
Steve, you have to be able to finish off plays like that. It's a must.
And Clark, you know, back to Rose, the city of Chicago, as you expected, has embraced him. You know, it's interesting, Steve, to be a high pick, but drafted by your hometown team. The pressure there is pretty interesting.
I love at the United Center when they introduce him, they just say, from Chicago. And Derrick Rose, But, you know, with all the attention he gets, he's a very private and reserved person. Has a lot of respect amongst his teammates because he just handles himself with such class.
Here's Boozer. Shot denied. Now Farmar. Right now averaging 5 points a game. Rose with the block. And so it looks like the Lakers will retain possession here. Now we're in this quick break and onto the small forward position and the hottest shooters among them over the last month. You look at Butler, you know what you're going to get from him day in and day out.
And that tells you about those players' ability to slash through the defense and get to the hoop effectively, because you have to be getting a lot of layups to have that kind of shooting percentage.
But you also have to have an excellent outside shot, and all of them do it. Small forward, you have to be reliable from the perimeter as well.
Oh, and the dunk by Brewer.
Boy, great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, it sure was. He made a beeline for the bucket as soon as they got the ball. Right away, straight to the rim.
Here's Meeks, averaging 10 points per contest. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Passes to Johnson. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. Johnson's got 5 now.
Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Outside Rose. In low to Boozer. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got assist number 8 here in this one already. Lakers trail by 19. Here's Farmar. The feed to Young. That's good. 6 points for him.
Late reaction from the defense, and he's always going to make good on that.
Outside Rose. He feeds it to Noah. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And he continues to search for his rhythm. It's eluded him to this point.
Here's Meeks. He's covered by Boozer. Here's Farmar. And he converts the layup.
Great interplay there between those two teammates.
Here is Rose. He's got 10. Left side Rose. Into Noah. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Noah's got 8 points.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Boy, I'd like to know how many of their attempts have come from inside 5 feet. It seems like everything is right at the rim.
Timeout called the Lakers. Find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Mike D'Antoni gave to his team during that break. He's concerned with what he called their lack of effort on the defensive glass, saying he wanted to see them exerting a lot more energy to prevent second-chance opportunities. He also went on to talk about protecting the inside. He does not want to see anything easy in the painted area. Clearly, some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Here's Butler, and it's blocked by Farmar. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. And a chance here to check out the all-time single-season leaders in assists per game. The Utah Jazz's John Stockton, the featured player.
Yeah, and Isaiah Thomas cracking that top 5. This is one of those stats where you have to credit the teammates, too. You got to have shooters and finishers to complete the play, and those two, of course, played on some great NBA teams.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Carlos Boozer. And Gibson kicks to Butler. Puts up a 3, and he gets it to go. 11 points in the game.
And assists like that have typified their effort today. Great ball movement.
Really an example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Here's Farmar. That's good from Kaman on the assist from Farmar. 10 points for Chris Kaman.
Pretty much no chance for the smaller defender to block that jumper.
Yeah, he knows exactly how to use his size to his advantage there.
Heinrich dishes to Butler. Back to Heinrich. Gets it to go from 18 feet away. Heinrich's got 8 points. Lakers trail by 20.
Jimmy Butler was the last pick of the first round back in 2011 by the Bulls. And last season, I tell you what, he really solidified his place in the rotation, guys. He's still developing his outside shot, but he brings an awful lot to light to the table.
6 on the shot clock. Farmar. It's rebounded by Noah. Noah's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Heinrich passes to Gibson, and a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in. He's got 8. And for Jimmy Butler, what a story. Abandoned as a child, bounced around from home to home. One coach would take him in, another family would take him in. It was a very tough upbringing down in the Houston area. He overcame tremendous odds. And to be where he is today with the great attitude after a short time at Marquette, it speaks volumes of his character.
Well, it sure shows in his play, doesn't it? I mean, just the way he hustles and draws fouls, rebounds, defends. He can guard multiple positions out there. I just love his overall game and his toughness and what he brings to this team.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Pau Gasol's checked in for Johnson. Kobe comes in for Xavier Henry. And Kendall Marshall subbed in for Jordan Farmar. Now here's Kobe. He has 7. It's Gasol missing.
They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And I'll tell you what, they've turned a lot of those rebounds into points at the other end.
They get it again. And that one's good by Noah. Noah's got 4 points this quarter.
Perseverance paying off on the offensive boards, guys.
And Los Angeles guys shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Gasol, a screen on Butler. The 8-footer. Kobe misses.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on him. You know, no time wasted getting that ball up the floor for the uncontested finish.
It could go. Shot is no good. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead, and this one may already have been decided. It's Chicago running away with it. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this.
Wednesday, February 12th, Tony Parker and the San Antonio Spurs take on Rajon Rondo and the Boston Celtics. You don't want to miss it.
Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
It was a beautiful pass, nice, intelligent basketball. The execution was perfect, and that pass set up the open 3.
Chicago's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. So the Bulls 5 right now. Taj Gibson is out there with Kazi Muhammad. Then there's Heinrich. Then there's Bell.
This has been a one-sided game in just about every area. The lead continues to grow.
Absolutely. Their offense and their D have been equal parts outstanding.
Gibson with the steal. Oh, here comes Heinrich all alone. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They sure are. That's 3 straight buckets that have come off of assists.
Xavier Henry, he's checked in for Kobe. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Bulls.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And another thing they're doing is really taking advantage of fast break opportunities, scoring some easy baskets.
Here's Blake. Over to the left wing. Lock at 6. And Marshall kicks to Henry. Offline with his 3. And Chicago shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. Gibson inside. The 10-footer. And again, no good by Chicago.
You'd expect him to nail that one being that close to the hoop.
Marshall dishes to Gasol, and Gibson sends it back. Lake for three. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Gasol with the steal. Blake passes to Marshall. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. The dish to Blake, 6 to shoot. Unloads from 9, and good, as it just snugs right down through the net. The Bulls have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Gibson inside, and a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in.
Just seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. That's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
Now, here's Marshall. Dishes it to Henry. Here's Gasol on the money from 12 feet away. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. The 17-footer. Heinrich kicks to Bell. No good on the 3. LA has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. They set the pick. Blake dishes to Gasol. Here's Sacre. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Here's a look at the schedule for the Los Angeles Lakers. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game.
At the line for 2.
He's off on the first. Bulls making a switch here. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. The Bulls have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Snell. No good from outside. Lakers shooting the ball at 42%. Henry passes to Blake. Takes the 3. That's good. Blake's got 5 points now this quarter.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. No good from Gibson. LA has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And there's a whistle that goes on Raja Bell. That is his first foul of the game.
I like the call. I thought the defense was moving there.
Yeah, I think he slid underneath. Good blocking call that trip.
Thomas checked in for Taj Gibson. Bulls on D. Johnson goes in. That's good. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Now here is Augustine. He's guarded by Farmar. Bell's shot is good.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
The pass to Sacre. Great D that time from Muhammad.
He still couldn't finish, even though it looked like he had a lane to the rim. But too often, that's the story for him. Boy, they've looked good in the open floor today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Well, they've been doing the right thing, Steve. Anytime they've had numbers, they've gone straight up court with it right away. Boom.
Here's Sacre. Some solid defense from Muhammad. The Bulls have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Thomas up top. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
The Lakers have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Blake kicks to Farmar. Feeds to Sacre. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Shooting for Los Angeles, Robert Sacre. 2 shots.
That's good from Sacre. Sacre hits them both. Here's Augustine. He kicks to Thomas. Pass to Augustine. 3-pointer. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas.
Well, the lead isn't getting any smaller. I mean, this is an incredibly well-rounded performance for this club on the road.
You know, that's the thing, Steve. To dominate as they have in front of a hostile crowd, really impressive.
Sacre's shot is off. The Bulls have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the 4th quarter. Augustine with it, now guarded by Henry. They grab their own miss. Mohammed. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
That sort of epitomized this game, guys. One team going all out, getting rebounds and putbacks, and the other team just dragging.
Blake kicks to Farmar. From the stripe. And that one's good.
I like the way they're working the ball inside, because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots, and typically good things happen.
Now here is Augustine. Kicks it to Muhammad. And here's Bell from the arc. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Sacre's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And that one's good, Henry.
Well, and the bounce pass was the key to the play.
Chicago's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the 4th. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Augustine, no luck.
Well, it happens. He's wide open, but just couldn't get it to go.
Henry dishes to Blake. Into Johnson. Pass to Henry. Now the feed to Blake. Stolen. And now, here comes Augustine leading the break. And that one's good. Muhammad's got 4 points in the quarter.
You know, the instant that steal was made, they were off and running the other way.
Ball pressure, then a run out, Steve. That's perfection to me.
Farmar passes it to Sacre. 14 feet away. And another basket for the Lakers.
Well, he can squeeze himself into the box score every now and then.
The Bulls have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the 4th, exactly 50%. Now here is Augustine. He's covered closely. Shoots. Rebounded by Henry. Henry's got 3 rebounds now in this one. .143 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Farmar, guarded by Augustine. Shot clock at 5. Blake for 3. It's hauled in by Thomas. And Chicago shooting about 47% here in the 4th.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Bulls.
You're right there, Steve. And one area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, Clark, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
Well, it deflates the opposition when you can be pesky defensively, and then it sparks your offense, and that's what happened for them. When you have the type of effort we saw tonight, it's hard to overcome that kind of defensive pressure.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win.
And playing this team only twice on the year, they have to feel good about their strategy and execution, as tonight they complete a season series sweep against the Lakers.
And if you had to pick one player who would maybe take over everyone else in terms of picking up his game, it was, I think, that kind of a night for Joakim Noah. He did all the dirty work that they needed, clearing out space underneath and securing boards. These are incredible rebounding numbers. I'm not sure if we've ever seen anything like this, Clark.
That's for sure, Steve. I mean, a superhuman performance on the backboards. Well done.
And stolen by Thomas. It's Bell on the wing. Snell buries the long-range jumper.
Well, the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way their home team played here today.
And they shouldn't be pleased. I mean, it's a very well-deserved win, Steve. They came into this building and weren't intimidated at all. They were the aggressors.
Passes it to Sacre. Tipped away. And Bell kicks to Thomas. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And a terrific run to really put this ball game away.
And now let's see how many more points they can throw up there before the horn sounds.
Here's Farmar. Can't get it to fall. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Derek, tremendous work on the glass tonight. How important is that aspect of the game to this team?
It's huge. That's all Tiff talked about, second rebounding. We crash the boards, our bigs are big at it, and when we pass it back out, we usually got the three-pointer, so it's easy basketball.
Derek, thank you so much. Guys, hard to run if you don't rebound the ball.
Doris, thank you. And for Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our great 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us as Jordan presents our player of the game, Joakim Noah.
All of the lights.